Hey, it's Amber Essence and I'm back with another video. Did you miss me? Just kidding, more like, did you even realize I was gone? I'm back. We won't talk about my absence. Doesn't matter. All that matters now is I'm back. I'm gonna do my video standing up today because I'm gonna need to get up in the gig sometimes, and it's easier if I'm just up. I'm in motion. I can lunge towards you or I can back up. It's easier than me sitting and having to fiddle with the Zoom. I'm back on my phone today because my camera is dead, and I knew if I were going to wait to charge it, I would not make this video. So I decided to just go back to my roots and pull out my phone, my trusty dusty phone. It's not that dusty, I shouldn't say that about her. This is going to be a pretty quick video today because I don't have that much to say, actually. I just wanted to come and do something. So if I waited till I had a whole bunch to say, I would not do anything. So I'm going to say what I have to say, and then we're going to call it a day. Today, I just wanted to come and pop on you guys' feed and talk about what I always talk about, my locks. I feel like this is a good time to kind of come back. I know I've been missing. I just hit my 2-year lock anniversary. 2 years. Can you believe it? Can you even? I cannot. I was reflecting back on my journey, as we tend to do as we enter the new year. And I just was thinking about how miserable I was at the beginning of my journey, namely because I felt like I didn't have enough Sisterlocks. And you guys can go back and look at my videos. This is actually what kicked off my YouTube journey, was that I did not feel I had enough Sisterlocks. And I was posting a lot of videos like, oh my gosh, I'm so upset. I only have 350 locks, blah, blah, blah. I had a lot of people telling me I didn't even have Sisterlocks because I didn't have enough locks, right? Because there's people who believe that if you don't have at least 400 locks, they're not Sisterlocks. So I dealt with that for a while, and eventually I had this big revelation where I was just like, you can't tell me I don't have Sisterlocks. Like, I paid Sisterlocks money, so don't come at me telling me I don't have locks. Anyway, I moved forward and I got over that. I accepted that I had Sisterlocks, even though I didn't have as many as I expected to. But even though I moved on, I still kind of was like a little bit resentful, right? I was a little bit salty at my initial loctician, not the wonderful one I have now, the first one. I was salty at her because I was like, she did not set me up for success, and I don't appreciate it. It was kind of like she made this decision, whether it was because she didn't have enough time or she just didn't know what she was doing. I don't know. She made this decision to only give me a certain number of locks, and I felt cheated. You know, I accepted my locks. I loved my locks, still do, but I just felt cheated this whole time. But now, okay, plot twist. I am so happy I only have 350 locks, y'all, and that is a gag, I know. I'm gonna give my initial loctician some credit. She said that one day I would be happy that I only had 350 locks, and I said, girl, shh. But she was right, and I'm gonna get into that a little bit more and tell you guys why. And maybe this will help somebody. Maybe if you just started your journey and you don't have that 400 locks, or if you are well into your journey and you don't have those 400 locks, maybe this will, I don't know, help you feel good about that. I don't know. Maybe you already feel good about it. I hope you do. But if you don't, maybe this will help. I want to start this off by saying, my queens with 400, 500, 600 locks in their head, we salute you. Namaste. That is wonderful, and I love that for you. For me, I am so happy that I don't. And there's a lot of reasons I feel this way. I'll get into it. The first big one is that I have shorter retightenings than these queens with 400, 500, 600 locks. And I don't just mean a little bit shorter, okay? I mean like hours shorter. And my retightenings, especially as my hair gets longer, are still very long, okay? Like they're like over 3 hours, right? And I only have 350. So these queens that have 200, 300 more locks than I do, imagine how long they are sitting. Like I can't even I can't. Like, are they sitting for 6? I have heard of people sitting for 6 hours, but maybe even longer. Maybe they're sitting for like 8, and that, so glad I do not have to do that. Again, if that works for you and you love it, I love it for you. But for me, and you pay by the hour for retightings. Don't forget that. And it's anywhere from 20 to 40. So 6 hours times even half that, $30 an hour. You're paying, what is that, $180 each for tightening? So it just goes up. So I'm happy with my 3.5. I'm happy. It's just something to think about. An added expense the more locks you have. And that kind of just goes hand in hand with like the next reason. Can't find my words. The next reason that I'm really happy that I do not have, 400, 500, 600 locks. And that is because my maintenance retightenings are part of that, right? But also, like, every time I wash my hair, I have to go through and individually separate, those type. That's really all the maintenance. That's it. It's kind of easy. But that's still a lot, like, to separate one by one, and you're doing that 350 times. I can't imagine having to do that hundreds of more times. Like, my arms are already so tired by the time I'm done with that. I'm so thankful I don't have to do it. And I am actually seeing some of my lock inspirations and my lock crushes that inspired me to get locked, that I was trying to emulate, right, with their 500 or so locks. They're taking their locks down now because the maintenance, they're finding it to be too much and too difficult. And I understand that. Like, I feel like I would be in the exact same position as them if I had that many locks. I'd be like, ooh, these have to go. It's taking too much time, too much money, too much effort. So, hey, I'm kind of glad. There's one more reason. I'm at the stage of my journey that my loctician says is normal. I hate it, but what can you do? I'm losing locks, particularly locks around my hairline, and this is where I get up in the gig. So you can see here, and my nails aren't done, but they look nice. They look manicured. You can see here, like, all of this used to be locks. I think there were like 2 or 3 here, and now it's just like loose. Those all fell out, and I have one more like in the center of my head. I don't think I can find it. It fell out too. And luckily my hair has thickened up. Oh, now this is just sticking out. One moment. Okay. Nope. Okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I've lost locks. I've lost like 4. And luckily my hair has thickened up, so I can't really tell that I lose them. I mean, I can tell along my hairline, but it still doesn't look bad because it's so thick up there. Never thought I'd say that, but the reason they're breaking is because they are getting heavier, and these locks had tiny bases, right? And by base I mean like the area, the square inch or whatever you want to call it. I don't know, I'm not a scientist, of hair that was parted and used to create that lock, or those locks, was small, right? Because I don't have a ton of hair up here, so it was a smaller area of hair, which means there were smaller individual hairs that went into the lock itself. And as the lock gets heavier, it pulls on those like smaller group of hairs and just breaks out. And I'm having that happen in a couple of spots. If I had had hundreds of more locks, all of my lock bases would have been tiny, tiny, tiny like that. And you guessed it, more breaking, more locks falling out. So I'm so thankful. Who knew? My initial loctician that I complained so much about, she actually did me a favor. And I'm not going to go so far as to say like she did the right thing, because I feel like she could have communicated better, and I feel like she went ahead and did her own thing without communicating to me what she was doing. But all of that being said, I am very happy with the finished product. 350 locks is exactly the right number of locks for me. I guess I have less now because I've lost some. Doesn't matter, that's okay. Because no one can tell how many locks I have anyway. Like, looking at my head, can you guys tell? Can you even tell? Like, look back at my journey. Go look. It was so thin. And you could tell, you're like, ooh, that's, yeah, you don't have enough Sisterlocks or whatever. But now, like, come on, honey. No one can tell. They look thick, they look luscious, and I am loving them. So anyway, I think that's all I have to say. Yeah, yeah. Let me just get up in the gig one more time so you guys can see the locks. They have become, there's lint. There's always lint, you guys. It just happens. There's nothing you can do. They look like locks now. At least to me they do. No, I know that they do. Because now people are starting to call my locks out. Like I'll be out in public and they're like, I like your sister locks. Not just I like your hair, not I like your braids, not anything like that. I like your sister locks, or I like your locks. So people know what they are now. And you can see the pattern is gone. Like the interlocking pattern, it just looks more like ropes now. I mean, I still have a long way to go, right? But yeah, these are them. These are the babies. More hair, more hair. I gotta wrap this up because my phone is running out of storage and I keep having to stop and delete things so I can record more. And I don't want to have to do that anymore. So we're gonna wrap up. But thank you guys for watching, and next time I come back, it'll be a longer video. I'm not gonna make any promises I can't keep about when I'll be back, but I will be back. And I really appreciate you guys' support. Bye!